hello.
Hello.
Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Sorry about that intro. Eileen, you worked so hard on making the new intro for the Curmudgeon's Corner, and I am a slacker, and I didn't get it loaded up yet. So I apologize. But hopefully when we do the community Curmudgeons next 39, it will be a unified front of the Curmudgeon's Corner. Eileen, you definitely have transformed this thing into something that is something to be proud of. How do I get rid of that?
I think we're both proud.
I don't know. If you go back to anything like before Curmudgeon's Corner 22, it's kind of weak.
We have an Instagram.
It's kind of weak. We do have an Instagram.
And I hope all of you are following it because we are going to follow you right back.
It's true. Yeah.
We're going to post like cool little clips of our past podcasts and other cool stuff coming. It's exciting.
Yeah. How are you? How's your week? How's your week been?
Insane.
We have a really cool packed house. I mean, we got the usuals and we got other people in here. I'm excited. Again,
Kimberly.
Have to say, out of all the places that you guys could be on a Saturday night, you choose to hang out with us. Titan Tim's in the house. Dee Dee, Adrian. Happy birthday! Shout out to Adrian. It was his birthday yesterday. And the fact that I live in the future from you people, I get to wish him a happy birthday at my midnight, which is still his the day before, but technically I'm the first person to say happy birthday. So I mean,
do you have a problem with hearing me? Is my voice?
I think you sound great.
Okay. Tim, raise your volume.
Who's having a problem?
Tim, he said, can you get closer to your microphone? I'll speak a little louder for you, Tim.
Well, speaking of aging, birthdays, I don't know. Hey, we have a great show tonight. I want to, I don't know if we should give him all the accolades while he's backstage or if we should wait for him to come out on stage before I thank him profusely for saving our butts. Being an absolute superstar, last minute card change. Carlos had a personal conflict of schedules that he was unaware of until his significant made him aware of it. And we had a last minute card change, and Sock was absolutely a gentleman, zero hesitation. Definitely want to come on the show. So really, I know him. I got to break bread with him in his hometown. And what a great experience that was. An excellent fellow. I know that most of you, if not everybody in the chat room, is already following him. He puts out some amazing work, and it's not easy. Being in the Northeast, it's not easy. All those different weather patterns that happen and detailing in the snow. And I know that he works out of his garage for the most part when he can, but it can't be easy. New York winters, no thank you. I'll take a pass on that. Sock is the GOAT. That's right. Boom. So I guess, Eileen, unless you have anything you really want to talk about before we bring him on stage, let's get this party started.
Yeah, I really don't think there's anything important to talk about except for this guy over here. That's it. So we might as well bring him on.
All right. Well, without further ado, hello, Sock. How are you, sir?
There he is. We can't hear you, Sock.
Yeah, we can't hear you, man. You're out. Your mic is out.
There we go. What's going on?
Hey.
Thank you guys for having me on.
You are definitely a fan favorite, but the crowd is going wild. Sock needs to go find me for a garage door.
Yeah, the shots are fired so early already.
Yeah,
not yet, Keith. There's a reason why. There's a big reason why.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you want to follow the standard format, but usually the first time that you come on the show, we like to do like a little Batman origin story, like what got you doing what you're doing. Obviously, your YouTube channel, you're known for detailing. Are you a full-time detailer? Are you a part-time detailer? What got you into detailing? Like, where does your passion come from?
Yeah. So first off, I am not a full-time detailer. I'm still part-time. So pretty much I'm an engineer. I'm an electrical engineer. And that's
We got
pretty
a
much
hat trick. We got a hat trick, Eileen. We got 3 engineers in the house.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
I know
Titan
Mike
Tim,
G.
Mike G, and you.
Yeah.
We are
So
very educated people here.
yeah, so I'm an electrical engineer. That's what I do, and pretty much that's my full-time job. And then from there, um, in terms of detailing, how I got into detailing was mainly because of first, my pops always likes to wash his car and take care of that, so I used to help him out as a kid. But of course, as time grew on, I started to notice he wasn't doing the right practices. So, that's just to get things out of the way. And then in 2016, 2017, when I actually started to like detail, but not necessarily like paint polishing. I was more into like doing interior details, washing the car, 2 bucket method, making sure this is good, and iron remover, decontact. But never, I was always on the form of like, I don't want to use, I don't want to burn through the paint. Then 2019 comes along, and what happens is I'm at the car wash, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. Take it through the brush car wash. It's winter time. Ran it through. What happened was I come back and there's scratches all over my glass and on my car. And it looks to me probably the person that was drying the car dropped his towel and then picked it up and there was a piece of rock or something. And then from there I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay. I forgot how much it was. It was like I think it was like $500. I was like, yeah, I can't pay that right now. Let me do it myself. I'm an electrical engineer. I do have some mechanical engineering background. I'm like, whatever. A polisher is pretty much a grinder at this point. Just oscillates. It's a sander. So took the time, got some pads. And the first thing I did was watch Chemical Guys. So that was the first thing of like paint polishing because that was everywhere. I was like, yo, the whole V line system. I was just like, all right, let me get this pad, this the third. So I ended up doing that. In terms of my polisher, though, I had a Makita P6000, whatever the DA that you get at Home Depot. That's the one that I had. And it was like an 8mm throw, 7mm throw. It's and it's a dual one. It's a gear driven and that. So yeah, that's how I pretty much got started into detailing. Somebody's like paint polishing was 2019. Somebody effed up my car. That's pretty much how it happened.
It's a good reason to get into it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely, necessity, right? I mean,
are you still following Chemical Guys or?
Me, hell yeah, I work for them.
Yeah.
No, not at all. I mean, I stopped after. I'm gonna tell you when I stopped. So after I did that, I was just like, okay, these compounds and polishes, I don't like their whole system. And then that's when I ended up finding a couple videos of Pan and Ivan on the Rad Company with on the Rad Company. There was somebody else that was on the Rad Company that was using Optimum products. His name was like Junkman something. I forgot what was his name.
I remember Junkman. Yes. Yeah. When I was working at the old company, I reached out to him to help with some videos, and he was like, "If you want to buy me an extractor, I'll do it." And I was like, "What? Buy you an extractor?"
Yeah,
he was a big. If I remember the story correctly, he was huge into atoms, and like unofficially into atoms, like in atoms forums and stuff like that. And then for whatever reason, I think things went the Junkman. That's right, the Junkman. Things kind of went sideways between him and Adams. So
yeah, and then he went to Optimum from there because he was doing a bunch of like Optimum videos, like that. And then that's when I started to get into like moving away from Chemical Guys. Pretty much after like my first 4 months. Once I found out that Jet Seal didn't work, I was just like, yeah, never mind. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like it's either that or Diablo is where people feel like, maybe this isn't right.
Yeah, well, Diablo, the thing with Diablo was more of like, I was just like, I was like, it's not bad and it's not good, but it was just because my wheels and tires were good. They weren't that bad,
Yeah.
but freaking, yeah, once the polishes were dusting too much and once that jet seal, I'm like, yeah, it ain't for me.
Nothing against chemical guys, but I think they have a place in the detailing world. It's a great jump off. You know, it's a great place for people
or
to
jump
start.
on. Jump on. It's a jump on point. Yeah.
No. You jump off really fast. You jump off.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to start somewhere. So let's use the colored waters. Let's use the water paint. We use the water paints first, and then we'll go up to oils and see what happens.
It's a great place to start, but you definitely don't stay there.
Paint by numbers, and then.
You know what it is about chemical guys is they were everywhere at that time. Let's be honest. They ran the whole 2018, 2019. They started having a bunch of videos at 2012. And when you start polishing, the first thing people look at is like the amount of subscribers somebody has. Right. And at that time, I think they had like 315,000 subscribers back in 2018, 2019. So I'm like, all right, these are the only ones with constant videos. Let me just try it out. Let me try to polish. I already know how to wash and detail my car, 2-bucket wash, all that other stuff. But I said, you know what? Let me try to polish. And they're the only ones who really had tutorials besides Ivan and On the Rag Company and Junkman. But that's pretty much it. That was the only people left. And Adams, I wasn't a huge fan of Adams just because of their price point with their products at the time. I was just like, look, I'm just getting into the weeds, so let me try Chemical Guys. They had like a 30% sale. Let me just do that. And that's pretty much how I got the ball rolling. But they're good. They're consumer product. It's not an enjoyable experience.
Right.
Mike, I got to tell you, he's one of the Rinseless Kings, right? If anybody can put their stamp on a Rinseless, it would be this gentleman here. So I would say you are a fan of the Rinseless. Am I right?
Yes. I am a huge fan of Rinseless. I started doing Rinseless washes back in 2019, watching Ivan's videos. And obviously, I'm not the king. The king will obviously go to E.O.D because he just has much more Rinseless washes than I do. But we've tried pretty much everything under the sun. So, but I enjoy Rinseless all the time.
I mean, he's an engineer, right? He's an engineer. Like, I mean, facts, right? He wouldn't say it if the data didn't support it. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
All right. So we're trying to implement some new stuff into the show to kind of make our guests. I think Lisa, the Quiff Queen, really kind of. I think that she was a pioneer in turning our curmudgeons into something even more community oriented, which we're really, really excited about. And so Eileen and I were talking earlier this week, and the idea behind having guests like you, where you are known for, I get your professionalism. Like, basically when you get on camera, we're talking about detailing, we're talking about cars, and that's pretty much the end of it. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, we don't, like, there's a lot of people out there that they don't really get into who they are as the personality behind the channel. And so Eileen and I thought that it would be really cool if we, because there's a lot of people that come on our show that are going to be coming on our show that aren't necessarily detailers, even on the part-time level. They're weekend warriors. They're part of the community. I'd love to have everybody in the chat room at one point or another get on the show. Because of that, we are going to take things in a little bit less technical, professional level from time to time. And Eileen came up with a new segment called Eileen's Quickfire, and it's basically just to kind of get to know the personality behind the influence.
That's right.
I'm ready.
Okay, good. Let's do it.
You say that now. You say that now.
All right. So,
much better.
First question.
Eileen, much better.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
good. What is your favorite smell?
My favorite smell, damn, I just like any type of my favorite smell is actually pineapple, to be honest. I've always told
Okay.
people make a pineapple Rinseless Wash, please.
Pineapple.
Please.
What's your least favorite smell?
My least favorite smell, oof. That's a good one. It's kind of hard to say but most chemicals do smell good. What smells bad
Anything.
at the moment?
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be
It could
detail. It
anything.
doesn't have to be detail
Anything.
related. It could be anything. It could be like
It could be anything in the world.
what's
my
that
least favorite smell?
stupid fruit? There's a fruit in like
No.
Southeast Asia that it begins with a D, and apparently it is like the most rancid smell on the planet. And it's durian. Is it durian fruit?
I don't know.
Something
You lost
like
me,
that.
and it starts with
Yeah,
D.
durian fruit. I was right.
Right.
Yeah, apparently it is the most rank thing on the planet, and people eat it.
You know what I can't stand? I can't stand the smell of
Tell
stinky
me.
cheese. That's me. I cannot stand stinky
Okay.
cheese. When I walk into Olive Garden or if I walk into like a full Italian cheese thing, that's me. I get nauseous with that.
Okay.
All right.
What is your most used app on your phone?
My used app on my phone is YouTube.
Most used.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Samsung or
iPhone.
Boo. That's it. I'm done with the questions.
Yeah, well, that's because you don't like to have encrypted
The
conversation.
end.
Okay, you
Anyways.
just wanted to. I want Google to know all my business.
All right, whatever. Anyways, iPhone. Okay, cats or dogs?
Cat. I mean, no, dogs. Sorry.
Whoa.
I hate cats.
Okay. If you could listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oof, one song. All right, this is gonna be super weird, but it'll be literally probably like Billy Idol Rebel Yell, and this is like old school.
Really?
Oh, good one.
Yes,
Rebel Yell.
I
totally had you pegged for Celine Dion first.
What is the best sandwich?
Oh,
the best sandwich.
boy.
Oof. All right. So I got this joke. It's pretty much we call it the Miguelito sandwich, right? And we call it the Miguelito because it's a Sausalito turkey with avocado and jalapeno on white toast bread. That's it. So I don't know what the hell that sandwich is called, but we call it the Miguelito.
But that's what you guys call it. Okay.
Yeah.
What is one thing you own that you feel like you should throw out?
You said what?
What's one thing you own that you feel like you should throw out?
One thing I own that I feel that I should throw out.
Maybe you haven't. You kept it around. Yeah.
To be quite honest, I will probably say it's I have this old like table that is still it's literally in the garage. It's this like cardboard. If you look at my old videos when I'm in the garage, it's literally still standing there in the garage. It's been there for like 10 years already. It's just always in the way, but I'm just too lazy to throw it out.
But you never throw it out.
Never. It's literally just sitting there for the past 8 years straight.
Okay. What is the scariest animal?
Scariest animal to me, I will say scariest animal to me, I don't know what it is, but I just don't
Possums.
like
they're horrible. Possums are horrible.
Not possums. I'm actually scared of like if I go swimming, it's always been sharks. Like deep in the water, sharks, scariest animal.
Well, there's your first problem. Why are you going in the water?
Huh?
I said that's your first problem. Why are you going in the water?
How do you think I got to this country, bro? No, I'm joking.
Such a liar.
Man goes in the cage. Cage goes in the water. Sharks in the water. Ah, shark. Yeah. Nope.
What was your favorite? What was your first concert?
My first concert, to be honest, I've been to a concert.
Okay.
Celine Dion. Got it.
What? Describe the rest of your life in 5 words.
Oh, in 5 words.
Wow. It's a tough question.
Damn. 5 words? That's kind of hard. I can I say it in 3?
Sure.
I just say just keep strolling. That's it.
Okay.
All right.
Words, Aaron, not syllables.
And it was just like, how many is that?
Okay, moving right along. What is your favorite action movie?
My favorite action movie. All right, it's a comedy action movie. It's old school, but now that I rewatch it, it kind of sucks. But it used to be National Security. With
Okay.
I used to enjoy that, or Bad Boys.
Bad Boys is a good one. National Security.
Tia Leone in her prime. Yubba.
Apples or oranges?
Apples.
All right, last one. What do you think happens when you die?
Damn. To be honest, I just don't know. I just think everything goes blank. But then from there, I don't know.
Okay, everything goes blank.
Nobody knows, I guess.
I like it. Yeah, I mean nobody does.
No.
This is true. I mean,
He said liar.
I
said liar, Peaches.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
because I mean, you know, I've come back from the dead, so I mean, nobody asked me that question.
All righty.
All right. So now we go into the
Thank you, Sock.
Now we go into the Mount Rushmore questions.
All right.
All right. The Mount Rushmore, meaning these are the top 4 of everything. Top 4.
Top 4
Mount
of
Rushmore.
everything,
If you had the Mount Rushmore of something, what would it be? The Mount Rushmore of top 4 movie genres.
Top 4 movie genres will always be comedy, action, horror, and the last one, sci-fi.
Sci-fi. Nice. I'm going to come back to that question in a minute with sci-fi, but out of those top genres, which would be your favorite? Out of those 4, which is your favorite?
It's always comedy.
Always comedy. And then out of the comedy, what would be your top 4 comedy movies?
Top 4, Half-Baked, Friday, National Security, which is pretty much like an action comedy movie, and damn, what's another one? I mean, there's a bunch of great ones. You got The Hangover too, as well.
Yep.
So, yep.
All right. Top 4 TV shows.
Top 4 TV shows. All right, my favorite TV shows of all time would have to be. I used to watch White Collar, Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, and damn, what's another one? Damn, where can I fit this other one? Because there's so many good ones. All right, because you said it's top 4, so I said Breaking Bad, Sons of Anarchy, White Collar, and I would go with you know what? I'll just go with Heroes.
All right, Heroes. That's a callback.
Yeah,
I was just kind of disappointed with how it kind of went. It started out really, really strong,
and then it died down.
Yeah,
crazy, kind of like Dexter. I wanted to say Dexter, but after season 2, it just went downhill with different writers.
Yeah,
so
agreed. All right, so bands. Band singers and songs. Like, what would be your favorite? What would be your top 4 bands? I think. I'm pretty sure Jamie the Cleaner asked that question, and I told him to settle down. We'll get there.
All right, a couple of favorite bands. All right, that is our favorite. Oh, my favorite bands. All right, well, I'll say my top 4 favorite bands.
Yep.
Damn. All right.
Celine Dion, got it.
Nah, we already got Billy Idol already, like his band.
You know, there's something about Eyes Without a Face that I really, really, really like listening to. By Billy Idol, Eyes Without a Face. There's something about like that kind of like that kind of like almost like a moany. It's just kind of, you know, it's like really kind of dark, but then it's not. It's I enjoy Eyes Without a Face, but Billy Idol, good one.
Yeah. So Billy Idol, that's one. Another band, shit, we could go with Linkin Park. What's another band? Old school was obviously AC/DC, and then from there, what's another? Trying to think of another one. So Linkin Park, AC/DC, Billy Idol, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my top three.
All right. Do you read books? Are you a book reader?
No, to be quite honest, no. The last time I read a book, I'm not.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not really a book reader.
I don't
The
read
last
books
time I
much
read a
anymore
book
either.
was-
Like I do a lot of audiobooks now because I have a 40-minute commute to work, but I don't really read anymore like I used to.
Yeah.
I haven't read since someone told me I had to.
Yeah. Exactly. That's
the
pretty
last
much
time.
it. I don't know. I'm not much of a reader, and yeah, like I'll read stuff to like solve problems, but just to sit there and read a book, nah, it's not my thing.
Titan Tim, I thought Radar Love was Golden Earring. I could be wrong, but I thought for sure Radar Love was Golden Earring. All right, so then I would do the Mount Rushmore of your favorite foods, top 4 favorite foods.
All right, top 4 favorite foods. All right. So when you mean foods, you mean like origin of food, like Spanish,
or like I love Chinese. I love I can do Tex-Mex.
I like American Chinese food. Then I love Colombian empanadas. Then I love tacos, of course. And then the fourth one would be just pretty much any type of spicy Spanish food.
All right. So then the last but not least, death row, night before, final meal. What's it going to be? You get anything you want. What's it going to be?
Death row, final. White Castle. Nah, it's not White Castle.
White Castle. Can I get the 10 slider pack, please?
No, I'm gotta get the shit before I
die. My final meal will probably be like white rice, a nice sirloin steak, but like salad.
And with what?
Salad.
Oh, salad.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Wow. Okay.
That's if I'm dying.
Right. It's a death row meal. Like, this is the last one.
Yeah, it's the last one. Does it even matter at that point? Like, I'm gonna eat good to die bad.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you're eating a salad. You're still watching what you're eating, even before.
Exactly. I still gotta look at my calories.
I'm like, I'll have a steak with a side of steak and a little bit of steak. Thanks.
Seafood gumbo.
Fun fact, I don't like seafood. Any type of seafood. Kim?
You don't?
Nope.
Really?
Nothing. No seafood.
You allergic?
No
You
shrimp.
just don't eat?
Nah, I don't know. I just don't like it. Yeah, every time I get it,
it's interesting. Like Eileen just said diet, and usually like people that have like an iodine issue or something like that, they definitely stay away from like the shellfishes and stuff like that. Yeah. But to like a blanket statement of I don't like seafood, I found that there's so many different textures and taste in that genre that it's hard to rule out the entire thing because like I know people that absolutely can't stand lobster, but they like crab, or they don't like any of the strong tasting fish. I'm even like mackerel makes me nauseous.
You see, like for me, with seafood is the smell. I don't like stinky stuff. So like again, goes back to the whole cheese thing. Like people love cheese. A lot of people love cheese. I just hate stinky cheese. If it stink, it ain't going in. Like
that's what she said.
Wow. Wow. Eileen, that's a soundbite for the next.
Listen,
that's a soundbite for the next.
Words of wisdom.
That's a soundbite for the next.
You heard it here, kids.
Yeah. So that's it. If it stinks, I don't eat it. And then like the texture of like fish, for example, it's like a little bit flakiness type of thing. If they overcook it, like you gotta cook it just right. And then lobster, that whole slimy thing. I don't know. I just
see. I can throw down. I can throw down with shrimp. I can throw down with lobster. I can throw down with all of that. I can't do fish like tilapia, any of that type. I can't do it. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
Not that I can't. I mean, I could. But I wouldn't. I'm not.
No, but
I
it's
don't care.
stank. You shouldn't be eating that. Come on.
There it is. There it is. There it is. Immortalized. If it stink, it ain't going in. I don't even need context. Oh. Oh. Wow, we're only a half an hour in and the show's derailed, and I haven't even had half an apple juice. Oh my goodness. Where did you go?
That, you good?
It's exactly what you think. Just exactly. Whatever it is, you're right.
Well, maybe it's just my upbringing, but I'm not anywhere nearly as picky.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good.
It can stink, it can go in, I don't care.
Anyways,
I'm talking about cheese. I'm talking about cheese. I'm talking about Parmesan cheese or a nice aged provolone, you heathens.
Terrible. All right, are you done with your Rushmore?
Yep, Rushmore's over.
Can I start asking him some detailing questions? Because as you know, I need to know.
Well, I mean, we are kind of burning through this already. Like, we need to pace ourselves.
I know, relax. Okay, what do you want to do?
It's 8:30. We should give something away.
Can I ask you something, Sock? How long?
Yeah,
I don't know if you mentioned it. How long have you been okay, so how long have you lived in New York? First question.
Oh, my whole life. I've been in the hood since a baby.
And do you like it?
And what? Yeah. Of course he likes it.
No. This is the like. I'm not going to get political.
New York.
Wait a second. I promise I'm not going to get political. I'm not.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you get political over? Do you like to live in New York? The answer is yes.
Because from what I understand, the things that I have been reading. Thank you very much. Like the whole vibe has kind of changed since the epidemic, the pandemic came through, and it's kind of like the whole vibe of the Big Apple has kind of changed, and so it's kind of like I like being a native of it, being born there, raised there, lived your whole life there. Have you noticed that change? Have you noticed like a different feel? A perfect example of this is I forget who the quote is. Oh, Tommy Lee Jones. People are awesome. Or no, a person is awesome. People are stupid is a Tommy Lee Jones quote. And so my question to you is, have you noticed a change in the vibe, I guess, for lack of a word?
So it's kind of hard because, for example, I've always lived in, again, kind of like the hood, right? It's like, I've lived there my whole life. It's just going back. It's starting to feel back again, like the 2000s. So back to like the early 2000s. And the only reason why I'm saying that was because it used to be very, very dangerous back then until I think Rudy Giuliani used to do the stop and frisk, right? Until then, they used to stop and frisk everybody. And then that's when you saw the city starting to do well again. And then obviously when they stopped doing that stop and frisk, now you're seeing a whole bunch of robberies, a bunch more gunshots, and all these other stuff that's been going on. But overall, the people are actually like they're overall like they're really good. Like there's nothing to go on. Everything it just gets a little bit. It's just a little bit more wild. That's about it. In terms of living in New York, I like it. It's fun. I got the deli right next to me that's always open. I could take a bus or train ride whenever I want. And it feels good that every time you go outside, there's at least a couple of people. Like every time when I go to the suburbs and stuff like that, it's kind of scary sometimes. It's like, yo, go take out the garbage. You're like, shit, it's 8 o'clock.
Hey, just I was not dissing on you at all. I wasn't talking smack on New York. I was asking you like the whole, what I mean. You get the drive-by mainstream medias that are saying,
tell them, Mike.
I'm just like, I don't know.
So from my perspective, I mean, I haven't lived in New York in 6 years, right? But I was born and raised in the Bronx, right? So I feel like when you grow up in the city, and Aaron, you can probably relate to it too. I feel like it's very like you're in your bubble of your street, and your street. You know the people on your street. You know who passes by your street. Like you get involved in that little bubble, and it's very hard to see things from like a bigger perspective of how the city is doing. You're like, yeah, I mean, my block is good. Nothing has changed. It's still the same. I feel for me at
Exactly,
least
and
that's how I felt. Yeah,
right.
it's kind
And
of
that's
like
how
that.
I
You
feel.
live in
Like you
your
have a whole general radius, like you said, Eileen. You have like a radius.
Yeah.
It's not just your block, but you just have a huge radius of like 15, 20, 30 blocks away, whatever the thing is, whatever your radius
Right.
is, or probably like a 10-mile radius from your neighborhood because you probably
Yeah,
shop.
and most times you don't even know what's happening outside of that.
Exactly.
You're just like everything's the same. The grocery
Yeah.
store's there.
Pittsburgh was the
bodega's
exact
here.
same way. It was like a big city comprised of a whole bunch of little neighborhoods. You know what I mean? And those people never left those neighborhoods. I mean, you could have a 80-year-old woman who's never left Squirrel Hill ever. She's never been outside of Squirrel Hill, and it's but it's still considered the greater Pittsburgh area. And just people like those neighborhoods. I would imagine it's the same with Queens and the Bronx, and they just don't. There's not a desire or a need to get out to wander, unless you're looking for the best pizza in New York, and then I will wander everywhere and anywhere.
Right. Sock, where was I going with that question? I don't even know. But Yankees or Yankees?
Always Yankees.
That's what I thought. Okay.
And the way they lost, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know. I can't either. It's all right. They're gonna bring it back. Giants or what's the other team? Giants.
The Jets.
Oh, good. See, I knew I liked Sock. I knew it.
Typically, it's Mets, Jets, Giants.
Or unless it's Buffalo. I mean, they're also a New York team. I mean, how many more teams do you need besides California having like?
We only need Giants and we need Yankees. That's it. Those are the only two that matter.
Hey, Eileen, DIY's in the house.
Hey, Ivan.
Thank
you for joining.
Oh yeah. You know Curmudgeon Corner is on the map.
HM, he said Yankees. That's the only acceptable team and that's the only choice.
Yep. HM with the Yankees.
What else? Why do people give you such a hard time about your garage?
I don't have a garage door. So the reason for that is people will find out in a couple of months why. So all right.
It's the first time using the clutch, and it got away from me. I'm sorry. I don't know how many times I have to say I'm sorry, Sock. I drove through your door, and I feel terrible.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing about it. So when I started detailing, I was doing a little bit of mobile, right? That's what we started off a little bit as was mobile, and then once the pandemic hit, that's where we said, you know what? Let me build an extension of the old garage, and that's what I ended up doing. And then from there, I just told everybody just come to my place. That's it. And then from there, I didn't want to invest. I didn't want to invest on a garage door because of long term. I'm just like again, having a custom garage door, it costs a lot of money. I'm like, dude, am I going to spend $4K for this or something that
you still got a table sitting in your garage that you have to get rid of. So
yeah, exactly. You got so that's pretty.
Now wait a minute. Okay, so you have the garage door open. Do you have a gate? I'm assuming you have something street side that protects you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I got gates. I got cameras, guns.
I mean, okay. So everyone can relax. It's totally safe at Sock's house.
Look, I'm gonna be up. Just something real quick, Aaron. Look, all right, you gotta be real stupid to like wanna. You gotta be real dumb to be like, I'm gonna rob this guy's car detailing shampoo. Come on, like, what you got? What are you gonna get?
You killed her again.
Like,
there's one of my distributors. He does a little bit of detailing out of his house, and he's talked to me a couple of times about how it's kind of sort of weird to have people come to his house. Have you experienced any of that? And has there ever been a weird interaction between you and another customer because not so much they're feeling intimidated by you being at the house, but more about you not liking the fact that they're coming to your house?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just read the comment. I heard what you said.
It's a good one. He's throwing ropes, man. He's throwing ropes.
So pretty much for the people in general, like I said, I kind of live in the hood. So sometimes when I first started, before it became official, when I signed with like the city and stuff like that in the state, when I made it an official business, when I first started, people were very sketchy. They're like, oh, the residential house, this is your neighborhood. I'm like, yes, this is what it is. But I've never had a rowdy employee. If they just don't feel comfortable coming, over, they just say, hey, look, it's a residential. I thought it was a storefront. I'll look for somebody else. But then the other thing is my price point, right? I try to, I'm priced on a higher scale than most people, so I weed out most of those, cheaper details, rowdy customers, type of stuff. So that's the number one thing that's the number one thing I did, because I said, look, I'm not trying to attract everybody in my neighborhood, right? I'm just trying to get different type of clientele because I know how my neighborhood is. So that's what I ended up doing. So that was my first thing, was how can I price myself accordingly to get rid of those cheap people.
And you don't want the riffraff.
Exactly.
Where in New York are you? You don't have to tell me exactly, but where?
Yeah, I'm literally borderline like Jamaica, Queens, South Ozone Park, Queens. It's literally right there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like 5 minutes from JFK Airport.
Very nice.
Yep.
All right, Aaron, I'm gonna jump into my questions.
All right, lady. Let me bring up the banners.
Yeah, do it, because I think my questions are off, and you have it in the right order.
Okay, boom. There you go.
All right. What tool could you do?
Wait. We didn't give anything away.
Oh, okay. We're gonna do that.
Well, I think we should before.
What are we gonna do? Stock. What's your favorite Phoenix E.O.D. product?
My favorite Phoenix E.O.D. product would have to be Pis Panel Prep.
Ooh, good one.
That's a good one. All right, so for Pis Panel Prep, Sock loved that television show, King of Queens. Yeah, it was written after him. Ivan, I'll see you in January. I mean, Philadelphia's a little cold for cheesesteaks outdoors, but we'll do it. Passing through. All right, so so for Eileen, you want to ask a question, or do you want me to ask?
Yeah, what are you giving away?
A pint of Pis Panel.
Pint. Okay. Let's do this. What was Sock's first concert?
Ooh, that's a good question. Whoop, where'd he go?
Yep.
Oh, you know what? I don't think he's allowed to win. He's won already.
We do this every time.
Yeah, but he's done it like in the last 3 months. Like,
have a good night, Ivan. No. Okay.
Wait, so no. Papa Smurf, Humberto got it. Never been. Yeah. Ghost, I don't think you're eligible, bro. I could be wrong.
No, the first person that I see on my screen is
HM.
He said none.
Yeah. All right. Thank God. Thank God. I don't want to have a Canadian American controversy. Trying to keep our neighbors to the north happy. HM. I don't remember sending you anything.
XM, I'm gonna keep trying for you. I promise. Because I think every time you win, he says you can't win. And
he's won like 19 things, first of all.
See, okay? Yeah, he says the same thing every pod. Aaron says I can't win, and every time you never let him win.
It's not true. You always talk me into sending him something anyway. I can bring it up right now. I'll bring it up right now. When was the last time I sent something? Anyway, and it doesn't matter. It's a moot point because HM Auto Detailing got it.
Getting a pint of Peleus, or like Mike said, plebis.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched that video, but Ryan he shreds every name that I have. It's like, I don't know what it is. I don't care.
Who's this? Who does it?
Ryan from Waxworks. He just did the video series on the Impala. Yeah. He kills every name. So anyway, All right. So, all right. Now back to your question. Sorry. Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
So these are
We're
all
back on-
detailing questions, so we can hopefully get some of your
We're back on the rails.
knowledge. What tool could you do without or have waited to buy? Is that how?
One tool that I could have waited to buy. Hold on, give me 1 second.
I'm gonna make sure that XM Ghost gets something on one of these podcasts because this feels like a conspiracy.
I'm back.
Okay. All right. It'll be a gift from Eileen. All right. I'll put a courtesy of Eileen. Ghost.
Yeah. What is a tool that you bought that you feel now you could have waited or never purchased at all?
All right.
Mike, don't give us bad news.
I'm trying to think of a tool now.
Yeah, that's right. Another War of 1812 because Ghost didn't get it.
That's a good question. Because there's some tools that I barely ever use, but I just say I don't need it. To be honest, I don't sand a lot, so I would say like sanding, like
yeah. Do you have one of those like sanding blocks?
Yeah, I have those sanding blocks. So that's something that you could always wait. Yeah, I barely ever use that stuff. The KXK ones. That's probably one of the tools I
have that too.
And actually, you know what? Just the Rupes Nano. The Rupes Nano.
What is it, like the little 1-inch one?
Yep. I spent $700 when it came out. I got the whole pack and everything. And to be honest, I barely touched that thing. I probably
if you ever want to get rid of it, I'll take it.
Yeah.
So
I'll take it right off your hand.
I was under the impression that those smaller tools were actually really, really essential around like the emblems and those tight spaces in between.
And that's how they get you. They sell it to you that way.
I use my 3-inch.
So how do you get around it? How do you get around doing those little intricacies?
Like
the 3-inch does perfectly fine.
And that's what they all say. You see, 3 inches is just enough.
Just enough. That's all you need.
Come on! You're killing me.
3 inches. You can get anywhere with the 3-inch.
That's what he said.
So that's literally it. That's the smallest I go is 3 inches. That's what I use.
I like it. Next question. What is one thing in your arsenal that if you were missing on a job, you would kick yourself for not having?
Oh, one thing in my arsenal that if I was missing on a job. Oh my God. That's another good question. To be honest, thing in your arsenal. I will honestly have to say Rinseless Wash. Like if I'm missing a Rinseless Wash, because I love Rinseless Washes, if I'm missing that literally helps me with anything.
So that would just ruin your day if you didn't have it.
That ruins my day because it's like it's a jack of all trades, master of none for me. Like I could do pretty much everything. If there's if I'm getting slight streaking with the glass cleaner, I'll just use Rinseless. If I'm, need to clean out a pad, I'll use Rinseless.
Right. Yeah, you can use it for everything. All right. Next one is, what is a skill you've learned that has proven to be the most beneficial for you as a detailer or in your business?
To be honest, it has to be communication and just education to my customers. That's been my number one skill that I've learned that has been the most benefit to me. Your skills in detailing doesn't matter. There are some weekend warriors that I can say that are way better detailer than I am, right? There's people that barely detail that are just amazing, but in order to get clients at the door you have to have a personality. You have to understand, what they need. And I feel that the transparency when I speak to my customers, that's what attracts them to me. Because sometimes they'll call me and say, hey, I want a pink correction. I saw that, you got this price, this, that, the third, and they'll bring the car and all it needs is a 1-step. Like me, I feel bad because again, uh, you know, me living in the hood and stuff like that, people get scammed and stuff like that.
Right.
And I just always say, you don't need that. You need this.
Yeah.
And this is all you need. And then from there, educating them. And once they see the results, they always enjoy that stuff. And I feel like that brings me a long way.
Very good, very good. Do you ever do? No, I'm gonna say no, but you can answer. Do you ever do just exterior or just interior details, or everything you do is combo in and out?
No. So in our business, we have only one interior detail package, which is our deep interior detail. That's it. I'm not here to compete with the car wash. So what I do is I have one interior detail, which is a deep interior steam cleaning, carpet shampooing. And for the exterior, I have separate exterior packages. It could be a wash, clean, seal, express polish, which I like to call is like the paint enhancement, then one step polish. And then from there, you could choose ceramic coatings after that. And there's only one in and out thing that we offer, or like 3 in and out packages, but to be quite honest, it's just more of like bundling up those exterior ones. But people traditionally just choose one or the other.
One or the other. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next question is: as a small business, what has been the biggest challenge that you faced? What would be your well, I guess let's answer that one first. As a small business, what has been your biggest challenge that you faced?
So, as a small business, with everything is having a consistent clientele coming in, and is first learning how to budget yourself as well. Everybody starts off as a small business, and when I first started, was I wanted to try to get the best of everything without having any customers, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
I got a $1,800 extractor for what, right? I don't even have my first interior detail yet, and that's one of the biggest challenges that I faced, was first getting the customers at the door and stuff like that, and understanding that I don't need the best tools to get started.
Right. Good. What would be your best or favorite accomplishment to date regarding your business, or because of your business?
So my favorite accomplishment, I've reached to the point of last year. My biggest accomplishment to date would have to actually be just in general. Yes, I know it's my detailing channel, but it has to be my detailing channel. And the reason why I feel like that's my biggest accomplishment, ever since I started actually recording videos and posting videos up to YouTube, that built my credibility so much more to potential customers that call, because sometimes they're like, I have a couple customers in the past month that all came from YouTube. They're like, "Oh, I saw your videos on YouTube. This is exactly what I'm looking for." Yeah, and they're like,
That's
"Oh,
awesome.
I like detail." And whenever I get potential clientele, I just say, "Hey, look, this is the package that you're looking for. Here's a YouTube video on what you can see, like what are your potential results." And they love that education style. That from right there, they book me. They just say, "Yo, like your personality." Yeah. And that's it.
That's my dog snoring in the background, guys. I'm sorry. He's like, he's in it right now.
No, I'm laughing that Rick Smith reposted from earlier. Like, that's going to be a legendary quote for the rest of.
Oh, if it stinks anymore.
That's going right up there with 555. Like, that's going to be there for forever.
So I always wondered, Socks. I'm glad that you mentioned that. I always wondered, like, my creating my YouTube channel, and like obviously it helps because YouTube talks to Google, so it makes you, it helps you with your presence online and all that good stuff. But like it's still a baby channel compared to like you and everyone else. So I always wondered, like, I always wondered if you actually see business coming from customers saying, "Hey, I saw your video," or I saw this or I saw that.
Yeah, like I said, it gets to the point where sometimes they see your videos, but again, my YouTube channel is linked to my website as well, or my customers. So again, it goes to Google. But the main thing is, and if they don't know, I just text them. I say, hey, or when they call me, I just send them the YouTube videos. That's it. I don't say much. I just say, hey, I'm speaking with you on, doing a deep interior detail on whatever car it is. I know we discussed on this price. Here's the YouTube video so you can see the entire process. And that's it. And then, like I said, they just call back because what I will never forget what one of the customers told me. They said, and she's old school. So pretty much she said, look, when she started back in the days to get business was the newspaper. Then from the newspaper was the yellow pages, AAA this, AAA that. Then from the newspaper was just always photos. Everybody's posting photos on the internet. But now it's like everybody has a camera on their phone. Anybody could record their progress. Like they're just tired of that before and after. You got what I'm saying? Anybody could pull that up. But once they see the process, they're like, all right, this is the guy.
What was
and
the catalyst?
Honest, your videos could do that.
Sorry, Sock, say that one more time.
Yeah, I think you might have frozen.
Oh no, I cut out. Yeah, go ahead.
What was the catalyst that got you going to YouTube? Like, what made you? At what point did you say, you know what, I'm just going to start recording this stuff and film this stuff? And was there a progression of not to say skill of the camera work, but like, has there been an evolution in how you film and what you do and the process? Because I know everybody that I've worked with that films, like, Papa Smurf that films his stuff, he's like, the detail takes longer when I'm filming, and there's the editing process and all of that stuff. It's just, it adds. So, what was the catalyst that got you going, hey, I want to start filming myself and doing some stuff?
The first thing was customer education. And like I said, me recording myself in my own garage made newer customers feel much safer coming to me, I guess, because like I said, it's a residential home. Mm-hmm. And then the most thing was education as well. I just didn't want other people to fall into the whole, what products are the best, and then they just see, Armor All, Chemical Guys, Walmart stuff. It's like, or go to AutoZone. And I just said, look, how can I make this car go from A to B with minimal products? And then if you look at my earliest videos, I have a bunch of Rinseless Wash videos. And that's pretty much what stemmed it, is this thing could do this. And that's about it.
Yep.
Very cool.
Hey man, yeah, you definitely you made an impact on the community. Sock and Mike G showed me I could be proud of my carport. Not that I wasn't, but I didn't need a decked out garage. Yeah, I mean, I think that's ultimately something that is very special about this community, is not only the willingness to share, but also the willingness to support each other and I forget who I was having a conversation with, but it was like, there's so many people in this industry that's like, I've worked so hard to perfect my craft that I'm not sharing that information with anybody. I'm not going to teach anybody anything, because it was my sweat and tears that got me to the level that I'm at. Whereas this community, it's all about, have you tried it doing this way? Have you tried doing that way? This is my process, and this has worked for me. What works for you? And no two detailers detail the same way. But it's all about, getting everybody in the community that wants to the end result that they're looking for. And I think that's just really, I guess, a sense of pride of being a part of this community, the willingness to help and look out for each other.
Let's go. I just saw that too.
Yes, I like it.
Sharing is caring. That's right.
So I put this next question up because basically I'm assuming that YouTube is probably your most successful social media platform.
Yes, so YouTube is my most successful. I barely post on TikTok and Instagram. Again, I'm an electrical engineer, so that's what I do full time. And then on the weekends, I don't know how Eddie does it, man. My man Eddie got 6 jobs. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't know how he does it. I'm like, I get tired just after doing YouTube. And that's
Right.
I believe they're called key bumps. I'm not really sure on the whole lingo, but I thought they were called key bumps.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, little.
key bumps.
Whoo! Let's do 6 shots.
Alexa, search key bumps, please.
Yeah.
All right, YouTube. I like it. Okay, next one. What is the weirdest thing you found detailing a vehicle?
All right. So I had this customer that came in, and I think I had the video on my personal phone, but this is before YouTube. Walking around, he came in a BMW. He said, "Look, I need a deep interior detail." I said, "All right." It was like a BMW 3 Series. He comes over, and I was like, "All right." So he parks the car, and he said, "Yeah, we just got into a shootout. Has a bunch of bullet holes on the side. Has some blood stains on the carpet, leather seat."
You said, "Sir, the exit is right there. Thank you so much."
Yeah, I told him. I said, "Look, I'll do whatever I can." So I said, "It costs this much." He said, "Yo, does it matter?" I said, "Bro," I said, "Your business is your business. I'm here to wash your car."
Right. My
That's
business is clean your car.
Exactly. So it was awesome. Then after that, he pulled out a wad of cash and just said, "Yo, here you go. Thank
Well, I
you."
guess-
So
Yeah,
since
I
this
don't know.
incident happened 25 years ago, I feel that we can talk about it because the statute of limitations is so far past. Just hypothetically speaking, of course, by cleaning up a potential crime scene,
I don't know.
Does
know
that
if it
make
was a
you an
crime scene.
accomplice to something?
Sucks that I
It
don't
was
know.
no
I don't
crime
have a
scene.
garage door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He just said,
Yep.
"Clean my car." That's what I did.
He just wanted
Yeah,
a
he
deep
said his
interior detail.
he said his dog got hurt, and I just cleaned up. What I thought was dog. So
Yeah.
obviously, you just got to put 2 and 2 together. But what's my job, Aaron? Call the cops or detail cars.
You know what? I have to say that is the one thing I miss about New York is that you see something and you don't say something because over here everyone is crime stoppers. They all want to know what's happening around the block. They all need to know why the cops are driving down 100 miles an hour down the highway. And I'm like, I don't care. It doesn't matter. As long as it's not like in my house and I'm good, that's all that matters. But that mentality, I love it. So thank you so much. I needed to hear that.
You just gotta mind your business sometimes. It's like, yo, that's it.
I'm putting you in my Rolodex on speed dial in case I need a hand. Just a friend to talk to. Just a friend to talk to.
Obviously, I did upcharge them. It's not like I didn't do it for a regular price either.
Oh no, of course not. No, of course not. Anytime you have to bust out the enzymes, it's extra.
No. He said a wad of cash. That's the stipulation right there.
Yep. Wow.
That's it.
All right.
Well,
good night, everybody.
Right next. I'm speeding into the next question.
Okay. The wildest thing I found were I did find like bullets, like ammo.
Yeah.
Inside the car. That's it.
I think I would take bullets over our last guest or 2 guests ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, bullets.
Brian Spittler, without hesitation, she was like, "What's the weirdest thing you've ever found in the detail?" And he's like, "You mean a cock ring?" And I was like,
"Okay,
come on, man, He just said without hesitation, like it was just like,
All right. So, have I ever had a customer with unrealistic expectations of a detail? All right. So to be quite frank I mean, I guess some customers that come in with like their 2001 Acuras and stuff like that the burnt paint is gone, but the most unrealistic one was the woman that gave me 1-star review, my first ever 1-star Google review, and it's still up there. Yeah. So she calls up, we communicate. I same process as always, sent her YouTube videos, this, that, the third. And she said didn't need an interior detail. A deep interior detail. She didn't need a deep exterior detail. and then it's never been detailed either, the vehicle in its 7 years, because it was like a 2017 Ford Explorer, and or Escape. It was a Ford Escape, and yeah, so it's never been detailed. And I don't know where she says that my wife scratched her bumper pretty much with the vacuum, apparently, and that we were using brushes to clean the car, and pretty much just made up a whole lie on the whole thing. But that's pretty much it. That's just my most negative experience. Is yeah.
Yeah, that's awful.
So, real quick before you go to the next question. So, as far as the 1-star review is concerned, there's been a lot of conversation about pushback. Where basically somebody will say something and then you push back against it. Does that make you look bad versus, should you just let it go? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, everybody has their own ways, right? Because if you don't say something, then it's like, oh, the owner doesn't care. Then if you say something, you become too defensive. And if you got to word things politically, because everybody is sensitive, apparently, right? But yet they're ready to attack you as a business.
Right.
But
I think it's because I'm subject to it as well. Anybody that's on Google is subject to the almighty review, and Amazon is even worse because I don't even have the option of responding on Amazon. It's just somebody rates it, says what they want to say about it, and there's nothing you can do about it, period. But I think, like you said, on like the Google reviews, I think that if you come at it from a mild-mannered angle where it's just like, hey, I'm really sorry that you had that experience, feel free to reach out to me. I'd like to discuss it further with you, and see what I can do to make things right or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I think that from me reading other people's reviews that are like that, I'm much more forgiving of the owner than an owner that is defensive and argumentative. And, oh, I remember you came in with an attitude and you had a problem with this and you had a problem with that. And don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely obviously a different take, of course. Like you could definitely tell if somebody's fully defensive, right? But it's just more of like, again, and every time I look at a business, I always look at it this way, right? Let's compare apples to apples, right? You got 1,000 reviews, 20 or 30 could be negative, right? Let's just say that between 1 and 3 stars, whatever the case may be. You can have all that stuff, but what people need to understand is everybody will always leave a bad review. Like right away, if they have a negative experience, I'm guaranteeing you 99.9% they will leave a review. You could have 10,000 customers and only 1,000 left a review. Nobody knows about the other 9,999 customers that you had that were stoked about it. And that's unfortunately just the nature of the big beast of a business. That's just kind of like the downside for Google. So you always got to be on your A game, and that's it. And yes, you will have some of those weird customers that I like to call them, but they're just like buried in there, like, they'll barely come out. But it's one of those things where you will have that negative review, and don't let it bother you.
Yeah, that's very true. Bearded Hunter is in the house.
Yeah. We're still rocking it at what time is it? 9 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, we're still rocking it. We got, I think, 32 people in the house. It's awesome.
Very
I mean,
cool.
I didn't say thank you to everybody on a Saturday night, but thanks for everybody coming out and watching. I think we're having a good time.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think it has everything to do with Sock. Apparently, you are
Of
like
course.
the people's champion. Oh, my goodness.
It is. All right, Sock, how do you classify success? I
classify success just always reaching your certain milestone, right? You got milestones. It's not just, tomorrow I want to be a billionaire, right? It's have a goal in mind, and just I always have like personal success. Like, what is my next goal? What haven't I reached? Right? Because everything goes in steps, right? Like, look at Eddie. Look at Eddie and Jamie, right? They both have their their own full-time jobs. Then from there, they started detailing, and then they wanted to make a detailing brand. Then they moved up. You got what I'm saying? Those are
Right.
the milestones. Success will always come, and it will never stop. So that's something everybody needs to understand.
It's ever changing.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Papa Smurf reminded me earlier this week. He was just like, you can never be angry at the results you didn't get from the work you didn't do. And so as far as the success is concerned, I think that, you definitely have to continue to grind. Maybe YouTube is a microcosm of that, where it's just kind of like when you stop posting, when you stop putting out videos, the algorithm dumps you. And I think it's the same way with success. If you don't stop, if you ever stop clawing for the top, I think you're just like, it's a lottery ticket. You know what I mean? Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like you're going to go gamble in Vegas and hope that you're successful over something that you didn't do. Every day is a grind. Every day, I know, Eileen, you're out there busting your hump every single day, and when you're not, you're putting out incredible content. Because it's kind of like the content is going to help build, my
business.
workflow. So
yeah, pretty much. That is true.
Definitely, Becca.
Yeah.
I saw Becca's thing.
One thing I was. What she said?
Now she says the person with the bullet holes could be your problem solver for that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. See, let them two talk it out. Yeah, one thing whenever I'm having a bad day or slow, whatever, I always tell myself, and I don't know where I got it from. Maybe it was Grey's Anatomy. I'm not really sure, but it says I didn't come this far to come this far. And for me, that's what kind of pushes me to the next. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna, if for any reason I ever feel, I think it's natural. People feel like, you know what? I'm over this shit, And then you're like, no, I didn't come this far to come this far. Like, there's more to do.
You know what's crazy? It comes up where we all hit slow days in detailing. That's just the nature of the beast. But when I hit a slow day, it's more of a reset. But at the same time, it helps me focus again more on my website, my SEO, focus on the quality of my YouTube work. Because there was a stretch where I didn't record because I had so much work, and a lot of my videos were very choppy and very sloppy. They were 7-minute videos. Hey, this, that, the third, because I was just so busy, and the quality goes down. So it's one of those things where my wife and I, we take advantage of those slow days to, actually just say, you know what,
those,
this exactly because again, we run a detailing channel. So what happens is when you're super busy, you barely start posting videos on YouTube because you really need to knock out and follow a schedule. Then when you're too slow, now this is the time to focus on your quality on your videos again and information and start posting YouTube videos. So it's always vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sock, Smokey wants to know, what is the one thing you would tell someone trying to start a detailing as a side gig?
So one thing I would tell people always, and I had this video, is you could start your business with $400. You got $400 and you're saying it as a side gig. Trust me, I'm pretty sure you make more than $400 a week. And just get $400, get that stuff, get yourself a Rinseless Wash, get yourself a basic shampoo, get yourself an APC, and just get the pump sprayer, your garden hose, your vacuum. All of that is included in the $400, $500 detail. And that's it.
Just Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, not my type of place.
You don't go there? Damn.
You don't? You don't go to Harbor Freight?
Well,
and we're talking about in the beginning when you first started out. Papa Smurf he's getting ready to do a series. I think he was like, I'm going to go to Walmart, and everything that I need to do with the detail I could get at Walmart. And again, we're talking about I am just stepping foot into the arena for the first time.
Yeah, if I'm stepping foot onto the arena, you have internet. There's no way you're gonna I always tell people, you have a lot of information on the internet now. right? You don't have to go to AutoZone. You don't have to do this. But if you want to, the way I tell people this is when you want to start a detailing business, you're already planning on doing a detailing business, right? So why are you just going to go straight up right away and say, you know what, today I'm going to go buy all my chemical. No, I got Harbor Freight. I don't go to Harbor Freight for the car detailing.
Yo, pew, 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 pew for Mike.
I'm gonna tell you about Harbor Freight. I like their cabinets and drawers, but for car detailing, come on, bro. You really gonna go there? I'm sorry, their bowers are not for me.
I got a pressure washer from there, and I got an air compressor from there, and I'm happy with both of them.
Okay, but you could pay pretty much the same thing. You could pay an extra $100 for something that's gonna last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. You could get a Ryobi at Home Depot for $199.
Right. I get that, but I am not nowhere near detailing like you guys are. Not even close. No, but you know what I mean? Like I'm doing like three a month or something dumb like that.
But that's what I'm trying to say is you could go to you could go to Home Depot and still pay an extra $100 for a little bit better quality. If you're gonna start a business, I'm not saying go high end like a Krenzler or anything, but just definitely start off something in the middle. You know.
All right. So Smokey, what he's saying is that you got to get Rupes everything.
No, definitely
everything Rupes and
So it comes back.
You got to shop. You got to shop at Obsessed Garage. And
yeah, that's right. You got to go to Obsessed Garage.
Here's a perfect example. Then, so if you're gonna start detailing, then just get everything Armor All then, and Turtle Wax.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. If you're gonna start at the bottom,
no. Tools and product are two different things.
No, you're talking about the budget. Everybody has a budget.
You can use Phoenix products with some of the worst equipment and you'll still do a good job. I know this because I watched my 76-year-old dad do it to his Toyota truck. I was with him. He'd never detailed in his life. And I was like, Dad, I'm going to do half of your truck and you're going to do the other half of your truck. And we went to Harbor Freight and he got that $60, $70 DA. And I gave him my pads, and we used my product, and he was so happy. And he was like, you know what? Aaron, you know what the worst part of this detail is? I said, what, Dad? He goes, your mother's going to make me do this to her car. Yeah. I mean, but that's such a feather in my hat.
And you know why he hated that, knowing that he had to do your mother's car? Because his hands were asleep after using that cheap-ass power.
So listen, that's okay. So hold on. Because that's what I did when I first started. I was like on this Harbor Freight bandwagon, and I went and got me a Bauer as a starter. Right?
As a starter.
Wait. It worked, right? But it only lasted 6 months, and then I went and got the Fine Mac one that I have now. But if I had taken those $90 or $100, whatever it was, and I would have compounded it together with like another $100, I could have gotten like a Max Shine or something a little bit better that would have lasted me longer than 6 months, and I wouldn't have had to get a better quality polisher for like.
And in those 6 months, you made thousands of dollars because you did like
maybe
4 details a day.
Yeah, but when you're starting out, are you gonna get 4 details a day? No, you're not.
No. What are they? What's that saying? They say buy it right or buy it twice.
No, I always tell people buy nice or buy twice.
Measure twice, cut once.
No, that's that 3-inch thing we were
talking
about
earlier. Buy nice or buy twice.
No. Buy it nice or buy it twice.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I get what you're saying, Sock. I understand it.
Yeah, just get decent quality. You know, why are people going to say I'm going to get the Armor All because it's $6, but I'm not going to get Phoenix E.O.D because it's $12? Well, guess what? You're able to use Phoenix E.O.D. It's a lot safer in the sun. You could use their soap, shampoo. You can polish. You got what I'm saying? There's different things of what you can do. You see? Look at that. Thank you, Daryl. First Ryobi had a few birthdays. That Harbor Freight one only had a few weeks.
Well, and so defending the other side of this argument is I have a power washer that I got from Harbor Freight, and I'm on a year and a half, and it's still kicking without a problem.
Yeah.
There's that. So
exactly.
some of the
that's
stuff is good, and then the other
too.
stuff is not.
Exactly. But like I said, I like more of their, obviously their polishers. It just vibrates too much. Their
It's a
pressure wash, I
jackhammer.
heard, is good. Yeah, their pressure wash is good. I
Worse.
even heard their Predator generators are good. You know
Yeah, a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
people are a fan of
This
those.
is the exact. It's the same one that I got. It's the same one that I got.
The generator?
No, the Portland pressure washer from Harbor
Pressure
Freight.
washer.
That's what I use, and I mean, I use my pressure washer way more than I use any other tool because I use it for everything, washing, washing cars, washing the deck, washing the apron, all that stuff.
It's all right. Just don't get the Bauer. That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not worth it.
But that's pretty much it. What else do you get from Harbor Freight? Because I got my toolbox or my tool whatever from Harbor Freight. But like
I
other
get
than
that,
that, the generator and the last one is like we said, probably like a pressure washer. But there's nothing much else.
I've probably gotten 100 handheld lights and razor blades because they're always in the impulse buy, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool looking light. Let me buy that. How much? $5 for this LED? I'm in. Yeah, and then I use it twice, and then I put it. What's that?
But
it's a total impulse buy. It looks cool. It's like, oh, blue and shiny. I want it. I'm gonna buy it. Oh, what's this? Oh, a knife. I buy that. How much is this? $6. All right, put it in my cart. Yeah. I'm a sucker for the impulse buy at Harbor Freight. They put all
their tool chests,
all the fun toys at the front counter.
Exactly.
You gotta have from Harbor Freight. They're solid. They're solid.
But if you started detailing as a side gig, you don't need all that stuff first. Yeah. The most you're probably gonna get from Harbor Freight is just a pressure washer first. Everything else is
okay.
Home Depot
or step stool.
Yeah, Ryan, the guy that I do most of my testing with, Ryan, he uses the Milwaukee set. He's got everything Milwaukee from the light stands to the DAs and all that stuff. He uses all Milwaukee because he loves the interchanging batteries that he can use for everything. He's got like 7 batteries lined up on the wall, and he just switches them out as he runs through them.
Yeah.
What do you use for lighting, Sock?
For lighting,
like when you're doing a ceramic coating job or like a paint has over.
So I have this I forgot what I've had it for 5 years already. I don't even know what it's called. All I know is I think it's a D-wall. It's a LED light that is like a LED dock light, and that's about it. That's what
it's like one of those work site, one of those like construction site type lights. And that works for you?
Yeah, that works just fine. I just put it on an angle. You can see all the scratches. But once I see that, say you still see some minor scratches and swirls in there, that's all. It's too intense. So those are the stuff that nobody will ever see.
Yeah.
Just smiles at the panel, and it lights up.
That's great.
Yeah, so I think Papa Smurf is the brand ambassador for Next LED lights. I would reach out to Papa and see if he can't get you a deal on some Next LEDs. He's always talking about them.
Yeah, I've seen reviews on them. They look awesome from him and Fab Automotive. I've seen them.
Oh yeah, he posted. Adrian too. I think he has some also.
Yeah. Hey, Eileen, we're 2 hours in.
Hey, Aaron, we're 2 hours in.
Maybe a question, maybe some free stuff.
Yeah, we could do it.
Like Ghost is not eligible because he's getting something already, courtesy of
this guy.
Eileen.
Okay.
See? Courtesy of Eileen.
He's already XM, I got you.
See? All right. Anyway, next question.
Okay. What is your next favorite product, Sock, other than Peleus?
In the Phoenix lineup is Fabulous Polish.
Ooh, that's a good one. That polish.
I'll be honest with you. I do 85% of all of my jobs is with the Fabulous Polish and the 50/50 Euro. There's no reason to go farther than that. It's beautiful.
Papa cut for me all day, every day.
Yep. I've seen you on that, especially on those gel coats. You need that. You need that.
RVs?
You need that. The gel coats.
Done and done.
Papa cut on harder paints with just a medium, like say a yellow Rupes pad or the DIY detail gold standard waffle pad. Great win steps.
All right, so
I use Papa cut with an orange Lake Country pad, and it's like the perfect combo for me with RVs. Done. Yeah. Okay. Question.
I wrote them down if you want me to.
No, I got it. What Socks well, I guess what's Socks' version of the best sandwich? He called it something. What was it? This is for Fab Polish. Oh, Papa said Papa cut and 2 small drops of Fab Polish. Ooh, what is that? What is this?
No, he's saying like this is his go-to. His go-to is 2
small drops
of Fab Polish and Papa cut.
That's like a step, a half step, double step, 1.5 step.
Is that it? Is that what we're calling it? Are we calling it the Cubano?
Nope.
No,
not the Cubano. Sorry.
I like the answer. What is that? I love these. Keep it going. Keep it going, guys.
All right. Malago.
Nope.
No.
All right. Should be a Philly cheesesteak. I agree, but all right. What is that? What a pat?
I don't know. That's some shit. That's something he just made up.
The king of salami.
There we go.
There it is. Yep. Miguelito sandwich.
Oh man, that thing's hilarious. And Mackenzie Metalito. Oh
my!
I saw that. I was like, "What is that?" Good. Yeah, I love those answers. Donate it too.
Donate it. Come on now. All right.
Pick it, Mike G. Pick the person.
Because you were so close. We knew what you meant. We knew it. We knew what you meant. Donate to the cause for me, Aaron.
I said to the cause, Aaron. I appreciate that.
We will be talking about the cause at the end. Donation. Got it.
Yep. Perfect.
We're getting some. By the way, speaking of giving it to the cause, we are getting some incredible, and I mean absolutely incredible donations. When we talk about it on the other side of Thanksgiving, I think we have Dimitri's Garage is coming on the 30th, and he's the one that kicks off the season. And then we do a Curmudgeon's Corner every week between Thanksgiving and Christmas, leading up to the award ceremony the day after Christmas. So Eileen, we're doing like 6 Curmudgeons in a row, in rapid succession. So it's going to be like the 23rd, the 30th, and then off to the races after that. Boom. Yeah, it's going to be nuts. But we're getting some incredible donations. We've gotten 2 master classes that have already been submitted. Each of them are like worth $750. Yeah, Hawaii Tim donated a master class from Car Supply Warehouse, and Brian from Apex donated one of his master class tickets to that. So it's gonna be on fire. I hope that we have enough nominations to give all this stuff away, and I hope they go to deserving people that need it. So Becca's out.
Becca.
Becca's out. No.
Suck. So I'm curious. We were talking earlier about the steps you take as you evolve in your business or as a detailer, right? Where do you see yourself? Like, where's the next step for you? Or if you don't want to give that up, what's the step after that? Like, where do you see yourself going?
I guess. You see, here's a crazy thing. I don't want to have a detail shop per se, like a brick and mortar separate. It's just more of like kind of like how Eddie has it, right? Like I like that enjoyment of like working from home and having a consistent income. Like from there, it will be, awesome of just, hey, 3 ceramic coatings a week, right? That's it, full time. 3-4 ceramic coatings a week, call it a day, and that's
Right.
it. I don't need the $1 million. I don't need that. I'm pretty simple. And I guess detailing made simple, but I've always been a very simple person. That's where I see myself.
I mean, it's a sweet spot being able to work from home and you dictate your schedule and you do your own thing. I mean, that's great. To me, that's what success feels like, to be able to do that. Yeah. I mean, just the fact of being able to dictate your schedule, at least for me, coming from like the corporate world, whereas like you have to start at this time, you end at this time, lunch is at this time. Like you being able to dictate your schedule is like, I don't know, I think that's a big win.
The max I'll go is like, say once I hit probably like 40, around there, maybe I'll do a brick and mortar, but it'll be more of a small shop. It's going to be probably tops 4 employees. That's it. Somebody manages a store. Probably do 2-3 vehicles a day, 4 vehicles a day, whatever the thing is, but nothing too crazy. I don't want to have a big, Chicago Auto Pros type of thing. Because then I feel
and
like.
Do you see yourself? Sorry. Go ahead. Do you see yourself getting into other spaces like PPF, tinting, any of that, or you think just detailing?
No. I just like the simplicity of detailing at the moment. PPF is a whole nother skill set. It's a whole nother skill set, and it's one of those things where, to me, it's a lot of overhead as well. It's a lot of overhead. Yeah. The wraps aren't cheap. The film isn't cheap. You need to have a whole different skill set, and it's one of those things where it can go wrong real quick, and you could be redoing the job once or twice,
Right.
And
you can get over your head really fast.
Exactly. So it's not one of those things I see myself doing.
Very cool.
Apparently, Papa Smurf has to bounce, but he's got a live stream tomorrow. Does anybody know what time his live stream is? I'd love to promote that because
he does.
He's one of us.
Probably easy.
I
bet you it's 2:00. He usually does like a 2:00 thing.
Yeah, it might be.
So it would be 2:00 Pacific, 5:00 Eastern, I would imagine.
I'm gonna work on that and see if I can find the information on that, because I'm
pretty sure that's what he normally does. He's pretty consistent when it comes to that kind of stuff.
The 2 p.m. thing?
Yeah, 2 p.m. West Coast, 5 p.m. East Coast. And then the devil is saying that it's 4 p.m. Central, so you do the math.
Yeah. No, you lost me at Central.
Oh.
It's all right. Humberto's Eastern, so yeah, he says 5 p.m. for
There it is. Yeah, join me Sunday, 27th at 2 p.m. PST on my YouTube channel, Q&A. Let's talk about SEMA.
Oh, that's right. I roped him into going to SEMA with me.
My own detail line. My own detailing line.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. Do it? Don't
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You want to put a gun.
I don't want my own detail.
You want to put a gun.
I'm gonna tell you what I want. I'm gonna tell you what I want. I've asked this before. I don't think I ever asked you, Aaron. So everything you name is Greek on your products.
Greco-Roman. I borrow from both of them.
When can you make the Socrates rinseless sponge?
Ooh.
Rinseless sponge?
There it is. You heard it here first, guys. Do it.
That's a deal. When I start making shop supplies, deal.
Yeah.
Make it pineapples. Yeah, it's gotta look like a pineapple.
Make it pineapple.
Make it look like a pineapple. Yeah. You don't have like little leaves at the top so that you can get in between spokes.
That's
and
cute.
stuff
The
like
grills.
That. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds great.
I know minimum orders, like when you're dealing with overseas, minimum orders are like a minimum order of like 2,000. Because I was originally going to make my own ceramic coating applicators. They were really cool, they have a rubber lining on the inside. So basically the sponge is not absorbing all of your product so that you use less product to ceramic coat a car. And I'm like, that's what Phoenix is all about. We want to try to save people money. We want to try to save people money. And they were like, yeah, so just order 2,000 pieces and we'll do it. And I'm just like, what am I going to do with 2,000 sponges? Oh,
yeah.
God. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, I think I'm going to hold off on that until we can justify a bigger warehouse.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's yeah, but detailing line, nah, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's too many. The one bad thing about a detailing channel is the whole, oh, you like this and you say you like that, bro. A lot of products freaking work. A lot of like quality,
especially
products
now.
Exactly, especially nowadays, a lot of things work. Especially with the whole, just some people just always say dumb shit, and it's one of those things that just pisses me off. You have one guy on my recent video that I did with pan spray polish, but even then they say, oh, I don't like any new products that's been out. I don't like any new products that's been out, especially their polishes. I only use tried and true products like Menzerna, Rupes, Griots. And he was like, because all these new polishes have learning curves. I'm like, yo, what do you mean learning curves? Every single polish has a learning curve. And they also say it's a gimmick. All these other new polishes that are coming out are gimmicks. But yet Rupes has been out forever, and they have a literally called DA line for just polishes for DA specific only, and then they have their rotary polishes. But nobody questions them. Nobody questions them. But yeah, you want to do the tried and true, makes zero sense. And then they come out with the Uno line. I'm like, yo, people are just, I don't know. That's just
Some
me.
people just talk just to talk. Speaking of which, how do you deal with? Because I know you have on the larger end of, or the more popular, one of the more popular channels, right, amongst all the other ones. How do you deal with the comments, or how do you deal with people who think that you need to hear what their opinion is, or even care about what their opinion is? How do you deal with that in your comments?
So, look, everybody has their opinions, and every time they always say, "Oh, I like this better or this better," I just say, "Look, just use what you like." I'm just not gonna sit here and tell you that this product doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
And
but do you address that in the comments, or do you just leave them alone?
No, say it in the comments. I answer to every comment. And then if it's just like, oh, you're on the Phoenix E.O.D. bandwagon, then I just put laughing emojis. Like, what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna
okay.
Or I'll just reply back like, woohoo, yes, Phoenix E.O.D. train. Like, what is he gonna do? I don't care. He didn't like the video. It doesn't matter.
For sure.
How do I handle my fame?
Yeah.
I don't have any.
The people want to know.
I don't have
I think it's kind of a mixed bag for me. Being the manufacturer, and then people are saying you need to make more videos and more content using your products and stuff like that, and so that's what's inspired these series of doing these just trying to showcase what some of our stuff can do. And then people will make a comment, and maybe it's disparaging or not, and it's kind of like, well, one, the creator, the content creator, is putting yourself out there. And I know that I've said this multiple times on this channel that no two detailers detail the same way. And it's like, well, this is what's worked for me. And you can have your opinion, but at the end of the day, look at the end results. The end results, the customer was happy. I was happy. Like, I can appreciate that you may have done it differently, but do you have to throw so much shade at it? Because it's kind of like, I guess it's disrespectful in a way where you're just having a negative comment where, like, again, trying to be more like Ted Lasso, be curious, not judgmental. where it's kind of like, wow, I never thought to do it that way. It's an interesting approach to that particular, product. Like what I'm referring to, we just did a video. Eileen helped me edit it. We used Papa Cut on brass wool as a metal polish, and I had never seen that before, and it blew my mind away. And so, basically Ryan put a little Papa Cut on a brass wool and sprayed it with the Fury's iron remover, and then he just rubbed it over this chrome bumper, and it made it perfect. And I was flabbergasted. So Eileen was cool enough to cut it into a small little clip that I could put on a short, and just kind of highlight it. And there was a lot of people who were like, oh, well, aluminum foil and water does the same thing. So just another company trying to sell a gimmicky product. And it's just like, no, that's not at all what I was trying to do. Like, there's something that Ryan did that I had never seen before, and I wanted to share it with everybody. And now you're taking it as I'm trying to sell product. And it's like, if I could make somebody else's life, because it was effortless. Like, he did it effortlessly. And then having the conversation with the guy that left that comment, I was just like, I've never heard of that either. I'd be interested to see how aluminum foil and water works. And he wrote back, but also something a lot nicer. He was a lot nicer on the return. He was a lot nicer on the return. And, and he was like, yeah, it just takes a little bit of elbow grease. And then I was like, well, there you go. Now you don't have to work so hard, because it was effortlessly with the Papa Cut and the brass wool. It took zero effort to get those results. Yeah. So maybe I've shown you something, and maybe you've shown me something. Can we agree to be, humans?
But you also have a channel that is geared towards a brand of products that you sell. So why wouldn't you create content that showcases your product? Like, your channel is not here, like, here's a random guy showing you tips on how to detail a car. Like, your focus is to sell your product. So
yeah, that's so weird
an excellent point. When people get on these channels and they're like, well, obviously, if I go on Rupez's YouTube channel, they're going to talk about Rupez. They're not going to tell me about how to use incredible suds. Yeah, like, it's just what it is.
It's just. And it goes back to exactly what he said, because Mike G had a comment that said that he had to put tie dressing. Somebody told him it got to be applied clockwise. And it's just like, what kind of BS is that? You got what I'm saying? It's like, does it matter? I don't think it cares, right? And then also what David Bradshaw just said, there's a difference between a content creator and an influencer. So there's like how can I say it this way? So a lot of people think that the second tries to get people to buy something, but that isn't really always the case, right? The main case of that whole thing is to educate the person on what that detailing product does. Does it work? Does it not work? If you still want to buy it, it's in the description. You get what I'm saying? It's one of those things where it's one of those things where people need to understand where that separates. A lot of people always think just because somebody leaves a comment or the link to the place where you bought it is the reason why you're doing the video. That's not the case. Aaron, you never told me, hey, Sock, I'm going to give you these products, make a video. Not once. Nobody says that. Ivan from DIY, once in a while they send me products too. But they don't tell me, hey, make a video. I need a video by next week. You know what I'm saying? Pan's getting a lot of hate, but Pan never sent me stuff and said, I have to make a video. He literally just said, here's the products. Try them out. If you like it, give me feedback.
Yeah, exactly. The influencers that have had exposure to so many different products are people that I want to talk to for that reason of getting how does this compare to that? How does this compare to what my competition is? And that feedback to me is way more interested than any video or promotion or whatever it is you're going to do. The only person, and this is 100% transparency, the only person that I have ever done that to is Eileen. And I want to put an asterisk next to that and say, I came to Eileen and I said, hey, I need help with content. if I were to send you a bunch of stuff, can you help me make content, please? I don't want it to come out of your pocket because you're helping me. And she said, absolutely no problem. Zero hesitation.
And just for the record, I would still talk amazing things about Typhon and Kraken. And there's a reason behind why Aaron sends me 65 gallons of Kraken every month.
Yeah,
and it's not to create content. It's because I legit use Kraken, and that's my shit.
Like, she doesn't make. I don't think that you specifically. Like, as a matter of fact, I think most of your stuff has been like other people's stuff. It was for me personally. Like I said, if I send you the stuff, will you send me the original file so that I can use it? I don't need an endorsement. I want to be able to use the content on my channels. And put it on my website and do all that stuff. Like I need the original file. That would be the agreement. Is I need the original file so that I can plaster it wherever I need it to plaster with. So it wasn't like, hey, I'm going to send you a bunch of stuff. I need you on your channel to do a bunch of content. It was, I need you to help me make content for my channel. And that's the only difference. But other than that, it's always been, I much rather need your feedback. I need, Hawaii Tim's or Shine Your Lights feedback or the Four Horsemen. Like they're the first ones to get the beta testing stuff, is because I need people that are in the industry that have the exposure to other people's products. I need that
for the comparison.
I need your professional opinion on how does this stack up. And like Jamie the Cleaner is a perfect example. Jamie the Cleaner has gone through all the versions of Hydra. And I remember, it was a matter of fact, Brian from Apex was in my warehouse when we sent him the original Hydra, and Jamie was like, it's not that good. And then so Brian was like, all right, well then we need to figure out what is it about the other Rinselesses that he liked that Hydra doesn't have. And that's how we continue to evolve Hydra. So it really is about the feedback versus,
exactly. No,
a sponsorship.
Exactly. And that's what everybody needs to understand is like when I post products, look, I have a bunch of other companies that hit me up, right? I have a bunch of other companies that hit me up that literally said, make content. And I said, I don't want your products, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that people need to understand. Like we just review products because we either like them or just to show them like, hey, this is the results you can get. That's it. It's like,
but also too is that like, I think a lot of people, when they're seeing these channels and they're following these personalities, right? Like you, Jamie, JB, like everyone, when you watch these channels, I think people forget that like you have to watch it in a way where it's like, this is their opinion and they're sharing their opinion. It doesn't mean that what they said is law. Just like Pan, if Pan makes a video and he says that you have to do, or Ivan, which is like foam rinse foam, right? That's his thing. Foam rinse foam. Like just because Ivan said that that's what it is, well, maybe it is. But like, you're like, maybe it is a little law. But like other people, if they say that, it's just their opinion. You don't have to do that. You can do your own shit. You don't have, and then like people see that and they're like, wait a minute, you said it was, this way, but it's supposed to be this way. The great thing about detailing is you can find your groove. You can find your way of doing things. You can find your own product, and you're just picking little bits from everyone's videos, and you're figuring out what your style is.
Exactly. And like you said, everybody has their own styles, and everybody's chemicals work different in different environments. Like these are the best things that work for sock here in New York. Like this is what
we learned that with Cerakote.
Literally like a Cerakote with their coating, right? Like, for me, it's like I have, when I don't detail on camera, if I don't feel like certain products, because that's what a lot of people don't understand is most of the time I'm using the products before I make a video, run through, say, a quarter of the product before I make a video. Just to see just so I can give my full feedback. And if it's my first time ever using it, I say, look, this is my first time ever using it. This is my first initial, experience. But a lot of people need to understand that when we're making these videos, it's just to educate. It's not to push a product down people's throat. That's not the whole point. It's, hey, if you want to buy it, if you like the results, get it. If not, don't get it.
Because even if you are getting a kickback, you're not getting that much. Like you're getting cents. If anything.
Literally.
You're not getting anything.
Like it's
yeah.
fucking. People need to understand that.
Absolutely.
Any questions down, Eddie? Yes, I've been smiling for my new teeth I paid for. And then
that's great.
And then yeah, any questions? Any questions people want to ask?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Any
If anyone has any
questions,
questions specifically for Sock,
Oh, I think they've been asking lots of questions the entire time.
oh man,
Like, what exactly is the 3 inches look like?
jeez.
They're out of control.
Yeah, both.
I'm not talking about it. He said he wasn't happy with the 1 inch. He was completely satisfied with the 3 inch. So we figured that out.
And it definitely didn't.
I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's happening here.
There it goes. What's it like working with your wife?
It's great actually. You know, I told this to Aaron before. Pretty much she is the interior detail guru. I hate doing interior details, and also it's one of those things where I have a full-time job, so I will schedule some appointments early. They'll come over, they'll drop off the car, and she'll get started, and she'll finish the job herself at some times, or she'll just get most of it, done herself. So it's just great to have a partner to work with because it helps our business grow, right? Because I'm the face, but we make the business grow that way.
Very cool. And how long have you both been doing it together? The whole time since the beginning?
Together since yeah, pretty much literally since the beginning. 6 years already. Yep.
Nice. Very cool. Door jams, are they interior or exterior?
Door jams, they're always both.
So either one. If I was doing an exterior only detail, do I touch the door jams?
Yep. And if I'm doing interior, I'm touching the door jams.
So no matter what, door jams are.
Door jams are getting the magic touch no matter what.
Exactly. Right. Because you got to remember, if somebody's getting into interior detail and they open up that door, they're going to say, what happened to the inside of my door?
What happened is you didn't pay the extra to get both sides done.
And then from there, if you do the outside, they're going to say, I thought you washed the paint. Yeah. You got what I'm saying?
Eileen, how do you answer that question?
I do the door jams no matter what.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also don't do a lot of like only exterior, only interior, but most of it, if I do only one or the other, it's usually only interior, and I always touch the door jams just because it bugs me not to.
So going back to the working with your wife, like, did you guys have to figure out, each other's habits, or was it just like, right out of the gate, she knew what to do and I needed to do?
No. It took a minute because one, we were both. Once you start a business, it gets different. How can you be more efficient, right? And it took a minute. We're like, do we need this tool? Do we not need it? And then once she started to get the hype of like, I don't like interior detailing, and she got the gist of it, she just took charge, and then from there she does everything. That's why we noticed on our channel, and it's also very hard to record interior details. And I don't know how Carlos does it, but I know it takes a while. He
does it though, because I could never get the right angles, the lighting, exactly. Like nothing ever works.
Yeah, mount the camera right. I try to get a mount. It's not good. But and it's just very uncomfortable. So I don't know. But yeah, it did take a minute till we got a workflow. But now we just, after like say a year, we just know how to work. We just clockwork, where to go on the car.
Someone asked about waffle or flat. That makes me think of, what's your favorite glass cleaning towel? Or what's your process for glass cleaning?
My process for glass cleaning at the moment, if I'm using a glass cleaner, it will be like, to date right now, is Nítido. That's what I've been using. Or just straight Rinseless Wash. I have a Rinseless Wash.
Use that with a waffle weave towel, or?
Oh no, hell no! I'm using that Kirkland, baby.
Kirkland's. Mr. No Harbor Freight, cause pinky up, I'm too bougie, but you go to Kirkland's for the towels?
You gotta go to Costco. It's glass. What are you gonna scratch?
I'm
scratching that dirt away from glass.
Do you sniff before consuming? Like, do you sniff the products before you use them?
No, why?
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Oh man, yo, if you gotta pay money, you gotta show them off all the time.
So yes, you sniff before you use the product. Any new products? Do you sniff first?
If they're new, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If they're new, I'm sniffing.
Okay.
If it stinks though, it ain't going in.
If it stinks, it ain't going in. If it
stinks, sock ain't going in. So, what product was your biggest disappointment? You don't have to mention a name.
What product was
don't call anyone?
biggest?
Don't call anyone out.
You don't have to call out a brand name, but you're like, I used this soap once, and it was literally colored water. It did nothing.
Right.
For an example.
My biggest disappointment. I used this polish and
did it smell like cherries?
It just dust everywhere. Nah, it just dust everywhere.
Oh, good. As long as it didn't smell like cherries, and it wasn't me.
Oh no. It just dust everywhere. It just had a strong solvent smell, and it just dust.
I was talking to Papa Smurf about that like 2 weeks ago. He was doing a detail, and somebody had sent him some product to try, and he said the product worked really.
Can I say the brand name? Can I say the brand name? I'm gonna tell you which compounds.
You can say whatever you want.
want.
It's your opinion. Yeah, this is your opinion.
So
we don't endorse or whatever. What is it? Your opinions are solely expressed by you alone and not reflect the company.
Anyways, go ahead, Stock. What is it?
Yeah. Well, I used this one time. This is when I first started, and this is before I got to see Brian's detailing channel. But I was using Manzerna's compound, right? And a lot of people don't know, but Brian's channel had, he would have the best compound or the best all-in-ones. But when I was using a compound, I started using Manzerna first before I even saw Apex channel. And I did this on a slightly oxidized car. And it was swirled up. Used the compound, polished it. Everything looked good. Amazing. I used Car Pro Eraser as my panel prep. Again, we're talking about like 2019. So that's what I used. And then from there, what happened? 20, 30 minutes later, I come back and all I see is all these swirls and scratches again. I'm like, I thought this thing was perfect. I thought it was a heavy cut. It just had way too much fillers and oils in there. And it just really, it messed up my ceramic coating experience. So we had to double down.
Oh, that's frustrating.
Yep.
Man, I just got mad for you just now.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. Like Papa was saying that he got some products sent to him recently, and he did a detail, and he said it worked great. The product itself worked great. He goes, but it dusted like madness, and he's like, and so to me, I can't use it. It's worthless to me because, I'm a mechanic all day. I'm trying to fill as a detailer, on my 2 days off that I have. Come home at night and work on it. And when I have to triple my workload because I have to, rewash everything every single time I have to go to the next step, it's counterproductive. So you could have a really, really great compound or a really, really great polish, but if you're making extra work for the end user, in my personal opinion, I think it doesn't work.
You failed.
Yeah, you failed your mission. Yeah. I mean, the technology is out there. If you're worth your salt as a blender or a manufacturer, the technology is out there that you can add different ingredients that would keep it from dusting like that. I mean, there might be some dusting eventually, but look at Papa Cut, and you can use Papa Cut for 10 minutes and it's still gonna have a cycle time. Like, you know what I mean? It was designed that way. So the technology's out there. So anything less is just lazy. Hawaii Tim is in the house. Good thing we said all of those things about him before he showed up.
I know.
So we're in the clear. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about Hitman Tim coming for you.
Love you, Tim. Love you, Tim. Okay, last question that I have started here is from Mr. Cologne. He says, how has this year been ceramic coating wise? Are you still using that lead generation thing you showed us all, and has it been fruitful for you in 2024?
So I stopped for a little bit, and I'll tell you why I stopped. So it's definitely worked. I did get a couple. I'm not gonna say a couple. Let me see if I still got the text messages so I can show. I had so many leads that most of those leads ended up being customers, but I took a hiatus off of it because I did go on a family vacation for 5 weeks.
Wait, what tool is this though that he's talking about?
So I have a video. It's called Auto Growth. So they're this.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Pretty much, yeah. There's this company that that pretty much just auto generate leads, makes you Facebook ads and all this stuff, and they'll segregate a certain area for you, and they'll generate those leads. So people assign the thing, you call them, and it's pretty awesome because, for example, you could say, "Hey, I'm doing $800 ceramic coating," right? And it's pretty much just a light one step and it's a 3-year coating. Bam. You put that in there. Everybody sees the price and sees it, right? And then from there, they just book, and not book, but they'll type in their name, their number, and say, "This is the car I have," and that's it. You're on your way.
Okay.
Yeah. So out of like 150 leads that came in for the first month, I got about, or the second month, I got about like 20 of them. But then from there, you got to understand is there's a different way of selling people on the phone, right? And that's a different type of market that you really got to learn. Because there's a difference when somebody is calling you in the moment needing a detail or already done a research doing a detail versus somebody that just saw an ad online. It's like, oh, ceramic coating, I kind of heard of that
because
before.
now you gotta really bring them in as opposed to the other customer where they already brought themselves in. Yeah.
Exactly. Like they called you at that point. But the other way around is, so it's a different selling point, and that's something that people need to understand is but yes, it does work. The problem with that is that if you really got to convert your leads, because if you don't, then you're spending money. It's kind of like Google. You got Google ads. If you exactly, so
you got to put the work into it.
Any other questions?
Boy.
Hey, we crossed the 2 mark. Boom.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Aaron, do you have anything, Star? I don't see anything. Harbor Freight, purple and green microfibers. Those are my favorite. Have you tried those, Sock? I know Harbor Freight.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. The edgeless ones.
You like those? Or?
They lent a little bit for me on the other end. On the
Sock they're just trash. They're no Costco. They're no Costco. They're trash.
They ain't
Sock is like, I'd rather use.
I don't
McDonald's
slum anything from Harbor Freight. You plebes.
That's great. I enjoy those. I use them to leave like new customers. I leave like a little spray bottle of Rinseless Wash with a couple of business
much a
cards
towel.
in the towel. You said, "Aw."
That's a throwaway towel. That's what.
And I give it to customers. Yeah,
exactly. You're like, that's why you're giving it to them.
You want freebies? Let me get my Harbor Freight tape out. Yes, I think I found a rag for you. Go ahead.
Later.
She died again. Every time you start laughing, you drop out.
She's like, let me give you this 15-cent towel for you.
So the only reason why I use those is because it's green, and that's my brand color.
Yeah,
Kirkland's was in green.
How did you get those gloves, by the way? I've seen orange and I've seen black and blue, obviously, and
the green gloves.
Yeah, the green gloves. Where do you get those from?
Amazon.
Ah.
Yeah, I used to get them from Harbor. I used to get them from Harbor Freight, but then they would just disintegrate in my hands every time I would do anything.
But here's the thing, Eileen. You got the rag company, The Creature. They're
I
green.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. We'll look into that.
It's a bit pricey, right?
It's exactly. See,
But that's what I'm saying.
it's either $5.99 for a 12-pack, or I go to TRC and I'm spending $45 for one towel. Like, you know.
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's not a great business model.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I use Kirkland's. Oh, you know who's another big Kirkland fan? Phil Miranda.
Yep.
He uses his coat and white ball towels, and he doesn't scratch paint. Look, the Kirklands I've used, maybe because they're made in New York, but I haven't scratched paint with a Kirkland. When I do my express polishes, those are the main ones that I use in a Kirkland.
The Kirklands?
Yeah, I'm like, you're not gonna scratch paint unless you grab it on the edge. If you hold the edge, you're good.
That's fine.
Yep.
No Harbor Freight in Hawaii.
That's because Harbor Freight can't afford to do business there. I think a McDonald's cheeseburger in Hawaii costs $20.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Lisa and Franco, for supporting the green. They bought gloves from Amazon.
They just know that people in Hawaii aren't gonna buy Harbor Freight stuff either.
I think that's what it is too. Yeah, because they're like, there's no way, it's too expensive.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Mike.
Dinner time? What? Oh yeah, I guess it is. It's only 7 o'clock on the West Coast.
No Harbor Freight in Canada either.
You see, look at that. So you see, you're not helping detailers out there by telling them look for Harbor Freight.
All right. Just to clarify one last time, the question specifically was, I am just starting out. What do I need? And if you're if you have zero money, even if it's like just to spend another $100 and get something quality, you have zero money. And that was something that I learned at the old company. You could have these guys that were coming out of Camden. They were basically, I need to make a quick $500.
I guess,
and you can do like pretty crappy details for $60, and you do 5 of them. You've made yourself that.
All right, so hold on. Let me ask this question. Sock, you're a new detailer, right? You want to go into detailing. Mm-hmm. You can only buy 5 items. What are those 5 items you're buying, and where are you buying them from?
You're talking about items or chemicals? What or tools? What are you talking about?
You're starting from scratch. Like this is the beginning.
From scratch. You got 5 items you gotta buy.
All right. So first thing is, if you're doing mobile, I'm just gonna start off mobile because not everybody's gonna take people in their garage. So first thing I do is I'll go on Amazon and I'll buy the Flexzilla stretchy hose, the one that just like the collapsible hoses. It's 100 feet because everybody has their spigot somewhere and you don't even know, right? Then get
the best community ever.
You go to Home Depot and I tell people get yourself a the spray nozzle, the spray gun. They sell that cheap. Then from there I tell them get a pump sprayer and then a vacuum. And then from there, just some towels. That's all you need.
So we're talking towels, pump sprayer, a spray nozzle, a hose, and a vacuum.
Yep. That's the only thing to get started. You said 5 items. Those are 2.
Yeah.
No.
You could do rinses for interior. You could do rinses for exterior, right? Is that where you're going with it?
Well, with those, for those other things, because obviously nobody's gonna get a pressure wash. So from there, it would just be rinseless and APC, and then obviously whatever spray wax you want, and you already got your dry towel. Those are the things you need. Your APC will do everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
There it is. Done deal.
Sock by
I think
cell
that's a
phones.
No cell phone, Mr. 5 cell phones?
No cell phone. No cell phone.
All right,
Yeah,
Aaron.
that's
All right. I guess what? You want to give away one last thing and then we'll wrap it up?
Yeah. Okay. Sock, the third item. What's your third favorite Phoenix product?
our third favorite Phoenix product. This is going to be difficult, but I'm gonna say Kraken. Kraken is the third. I was gonna say Titan, but
well, I mean,
I'll go with
I've
Kraken.
seen how that you are the Rinseless King. I was kind of hoping that you'd throw out a Hydra, but that's fine. I get it. Going back to the drawing board, Hydra V4 coming soon to a theater near you.
One. I must tell you, I haven't tried Hydra V3, and I've already told you this stuff about Hydra V2.
Yeah, I know, and I took it to heart, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
V3.
Have fun with the kitten, JB.
V3 is night and day from V2.
Yeah,
It actually
I heard.
is, yeah.
I haven't used it. I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
So.
I sent it to you though, right?
No.
I didn't send it to you?
Damn, Aaron, you had one job.
I know, right? I had
one job.
I even called him and was like, "Hey, man, I got this V3. I'm gonna send it to you." Because then he and I didn't do it. Oh, biscuit.
This feels like Franco all over again.
Yeah, I know. I suck. I get it. Hydra V3 going.
All right, so we are giving away Kraken, a pint of Kraken. Yeah, sock.
Yep.
That's all you need. Hydra V3. Yep.
All right.
Wait, what are we giving away? No. We're giving away Kraken.
We're giving away Kraken. I'm giving him a V3 of Hydra because he's earned
Kraken.
it. But the prize
a pint of Kraken. Yes.
Yeah. I think we're gonna do
what?
It's actually I think it's a Kraken kit.
I like it. Okay.
The Kraken kit. Basically, the Kraken kit gives you an empty bottle that you can dilute however you want it to do. Because I think the Kraken, one of the amazingly cool things about Kraken is its versatility. It can go outdoors. It can go indoors. It can do anything if you dilute it properly. Like I said, we just had a video series on just how insane Kraken can like destroy mold and mildew, and yet is gentle enough to work on upholstery and carpets.
It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm going to send a kit. That way they can mix and match however they desire.
Yep. 4-1. Okay. 5-1. Tim's favorite Phoenix product is Smurf. Still waiting for my stuff, Aaron. That's from Lisa. So add that to your note. But for the Kraken, the question is, what is Sock's favorite smell or scent?
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, really? You're going to go back to Stinky? And then I was like, oh, wait,
no.
favorite. Not worst. Yep. Not worst, but favorite. Mackenzie, right out of the gate.
Like, there it is.
She didn't even hesitate.
She made up for the last one. That's what it was.
Yep.
But I feel like she already got... Didn't she get Kraken? Mackenzie, type in if you already got Kraken. Because then we don't want to send you Kraken again. And you spelled it right. Yes.
Did you know that Jay-Z watches our show?
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, Jay-Z. He's right there. He's right there. Like the legendary rap star Jay-Z watches the Curmudgeon's Corner. How amazing is that? All right. I got Mackenzie down.
Mackenzie.
If you've gotten the Kraken before, we can swap something out. If not, you get that, and then.
But I feel like even if you have, I mean, you can never have too much Kraken.
This is true. Nope, she hasn't had it before. All right, so we'll get that underway, and then Quiff Queen, I do owe you some stuff, and I apologize.
Okay.
I'm a horrible human being. But in my defense, by the end of the show, I'm usually pretty sauced, which is why I write things down.
You need like a little Alexa right next to you so you can tell her, or whoever your AI girlfriend is.
Easy. Save that for the birthday show.
Where's Becca when you need her?
She left a long time ago.
Becca knows the name.
Becca left a long time ago.
I don't know. Okay, go ahead. What's next?
Well, I mean, that's pretty much the end of the show. We just we wrap it up by giving out all the cool info and so on and so forth.
Let's do that, but
what?
Go ahead.
Sock, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being a part of the corner. It's truly an honor for me, especially the fact that you and I do live relatively close together, and we've been able to break bread, and you allowed me to come to your hometown or close to it, right? Or close to it, and we had burgers and just the nicest waitress on the planet. Which goes to show that all things in New York are not evil, you mean people out there. And
I don't know who would say such a thing.
La La Land, it's a bad rap. I was just asking questions in the beginning of the show. Thank you. So, Sock, thank you so much again. It's truly an honor. You're an excellent fellow. I appreciate all of your feedback, your encouragement, being able to talk to you on the phone. I know that there are some really big things happening for you, and the future looks nothing but bright. And I'm so excited for, all the things, the moving parts that are happening in your life. I think it's going to be great. So again, thank you for coming here and spending 2 hours on a Saturday night with the Curmudgeons.
Yep, no worries. Thank you guys for having me. I'll do it again if people want it. I'll stop by and do it again.
No, I mean, there's always the birthday show where we try to get everybody and their mom to come on. So if nothing else with that, but we're pretty jam-packed for the rest of the year.
Which is exciting.
Yeah, we are solid. So we're going to SEMA on the 4th, and we have a show on the 9th. So I'm taking the red eye from Las Vegas back to Philly Friday into Saturday. Saturday night, we do Curmudgeon's Corner 9, where Eileen is hosting a community Curmudgeons, where basically, again, just like Lisa, we have some really cool people from our little community coming on the show and telling their story. Yes, that's correct, Tim. 11 November 9th, I believe Rick is one of those people coming on the show. Then after that, we have the House of Rags coming on the 23rd. And basically it's going to be a SEMA recap of everything that happened that Papa and I don't, gush about on the 9th. And then on the 30th, we have Dimitri's Garage, and he's going to be kicking off the Pay It Forward campaign. It goes into full swing where we start accepting nominations for all of the prizes and gifts that you guys have sent in over the course of this year. Again, the outpour has been truly tremendous. And then after that, we have Humberto, and then we have Detail Doug from To Detail It. And then after that, I believe that's the Four Horsemen, right? That's the Four Horsemen special. Pretty positive. That's December 21st. We're going to have all Four Horsemen on the show to basically just do one last hurrah to get us over the finish line. And then we come back on the 26th, the day after Christmas, with Ryan, who's the chairman of the Pay It Forward campaign. And that's when we give out all the awards and we do all of that stuff. So right after SEMA, starting on the 23rd, we are going to be jam-logged with Curmudgeons for 6 weeks straight. And we appreciate every ounce of support that you can give to that. And between now and then, be thinking of worthy people that might just need a hand up. Like, hey, I know, a 16-year-old kid just reached out to me and he's like, hey, I'm going to start a detailing business, but I don't know anything and I don't have anything. Is there anything that you can do to help me? I immediately put him in contact with Papa Smurf, and Papa Smurf was just like, any questions you have, we can FaceTime, whatever you need, like whatever it is, I'll help you. And then, I threw him some products to get him on his way. So, again, it's all about the community. It's about supporting one another. And that's what the Pay It Forward campaign culminates. Is that right? Culminates to at the end of the year. So, other than that, that's the lineup for the next, 2 months.
Yeah.
Hooah. All right, so let's just run down things real fast. I do have to update the distributor stuff. We have West Coast distribution is Adrian from imdetailedaf.com. Midwest distribution is fabdetailsupplies.com, and Southeast distribution is Tim from shineyourlightdetailing.com/store. Recently, again, speaking of Thor, the House of Rags picked up Phoenix a couple of weeks ago. They're the sole reason why we are going out to SEMA. We will be at the SEMA booth. I believe the SEMA booth that we will be at is 13152, I believe is the booth number. So make sure you come out and see us. The first 72 people to visit the booth on Friday will get a free bottle of Titan. And again, I'll be handing out decals and stickers at the House of Rags booth 13152, I believe. I'm calling this from memory, and I'm 2 apple juices in, so hopefully.
I thought it too was 13152 in my head also. So the fact that you said it made me feel like that's right.
Okay, cool. So anyway, we'll add that, and that they also do worldwide distribution. They're currently trying to get into Japan, Australia, I want to say Canada, and maybe the UK. I can't remember, but they have a bunch of worldwide distributions that they're trying to create. Speaking of worldwide distributions, we have Canada, Carzilla. Chris in Carzilla is amazing fellow. United Kingdom is Imran, and that is intodetailing.co.uk. And then Andrew from Australia, osprodetailing.com. And then last but not least, if you are in some sort of crisis, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be mental, it could be substance, it could be physical. It doesn't matter what it is. This community is based upon helping each other. The American Psychiatry Association.org topics/crisis hotlines. There's a hotline for any crisis that you could possibly be facing. You are not in it alone. Reach out to somebody, reach out to a friend. If you are a friend and you know somebody who's in crisis, reach out to crisis. 22 veterans kill themselves a day. The highest suicide rate in any career is police, fire, and EMS. We need to do more to make mental health more of an acceptable conversation, an open conversation. And those are the things that affect me the most are these issues. Because as a society, we're only as strong as our weakest link. So that all being said, Sock, where can they find you if they're looking to find you on Instagram or YouTube?
On YouTube, just Detailing Made Simple. Just type that in, and that's about it.
Everybody knows where he's at.
I know they do, but you never know. We are a podcast now. We are found wherever.
You know what's funny is I actually saw someone in the comments earlier say, "Sock, I found you on YouTube. I'm following you right now." So that's great.
Does that look accurate, Sock?
Detailing Made Simple.
All right. So if you're listening to us on a podcast, that is youtube.com/@Detailing Made Simple. Follow him. He's an amazing detailer. He's an excellent fellow. He's an unbelievable human being. And I am so grateful that you're here sharing Saturday night with us, Sock. So thank you so very much.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Sock.
If you want to hang on for a few minutes after the show, we'll wrap things up. But for everybody here at the Curmudgeon's Corner, on behalf of Eileen and myself, thank you so much for coming out on a Saturday night and killing a couple of hours with your friends here at the Curmudgeon's Corner. And I look forward to seeing all of you guys on the other side of SEMA on the 9th.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
See you then. Have a good night.